If India is doing so well, why did you go to the US to study, bro?
The condition of doctors in India is horrible.
Condition as in, like, can you elaborate on that?
We have no safety. I've been beaten up personally.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Zona podcast. We have Shilpa here and Abhiram.
We don't have Shilpa, we have Kourtney Kardashian.
Oh,
What are you saying?
Oh fuck, sorry, Kourtney Kardashian.
Straight from La.
LAX, what are you saying?
Lax.
Oh my god.
Alex, you were talking to the king.
Oh, sorry. I generally talk quite quietly.
Did you have your salad today?
Yeah, but like the standard in Cochin is like really bad, so I didn't get my air one. I'm really upset.
Did you? Which basketball player do you like now?
I don't know any basketball players.
Talk into the mic.
Sorry, bro.
I think you got the wrong Kardashian sister.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe.
They all like
Chloe's-
basketball players. All
Kourtney's with
Kardashians like.
the drummer now, no?
Oh, Travis Scott.
Courtney's
Oh,
Scott.
no, Travis Scott. Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that who Taylor's with?
Taylor Swift is
That's
that-
Travis Kelsey, dude.
that's
Oh my
Travis-
god.
oh my
There are too many Travises here.
Travis
It's a
Scott,
travesty.
Barker. Okay, guys, we
Okay.
have
Guys,
Kourtney. What is Abhiram's nickname?
Vijay
Amirban.
Sethupathi or something.
Oh my
Ariban.
God.
Ariban.
Ariban. Guys, Ariban and I went to choice school together.
Ariban's very nervous.
Ariban, yeah.
I'm not nervous. I have a restless leg. I can't keep. my
Ariban
legs
is a
still.
doctor in Minneapolis.
He's a neurologist.
He's a neurologist.
Did you guys know that Minneapolis is like 2 hours away from Mayo Clinic?
It is an hour from Mayo Clinic. And it
Sorry.
is 2.5 hours from
New York.
New York.
Yeah.
By
by
flight.
What is Mayo Clinic?
Oh
Mayo
my
Clinic
God.
is like, it's a legend. If you ever want to Google something and find out what you have and you type out symptoms, you will always see an article by Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
Can you work in Mayo Clinic, bro?
I can, but I don't want to.
Okay, so we've got
Can Courtney leave
Ariban?
now?
Yeah, Kourtney can leave.
Okay.
Kourtney.
Wow,
Hey,
this is like
Shilpa.
Fahim Tate and so we've got Shilpa,
Hi.
who's from UK.
From the Britain.
Yeah, I'm from London.
She's from London.
Do you wanna give a bit of a background?
I'm from London. I was born in Trivandrum. I've been there. Well, I've been in London for like 24 years now, and I have a blog called Late Afternoon Thoughts. And one day I showed up in Cochin, and everyone's friends with me.
Yep. We literally picked her off the streets
Yeah.
3 days ago.
Voluntarily. it was all consensual.
What about you, Ariban?
I'm Abhiram.
Doctor.
I am Sharan's friend from school.
Bro, when did you get this accent, bro? Tell me that.
I don't have an accent.
Dude, when you were studying in choice school with me, you never had an accent. How you got an
Dude,
accent?
you never came to school. I don't know what you're
Dude,
talking about.
stop talking, saying that, bro.
Well, it's the truth. I
Yeah,
still
but
remember
everybody
Amma
knows
telling
it.
me.
Huh?
Amma will call me in the morning and say, Mone, parada, Sharan, to school.
How was Sharan in school? Like,
I don't know. He never came.
Bastard.
He only showed up for sports day.
okay, we're not talking about sports day. I know he was good at it.
Yeah,
Heard
sports
he's
day
quite
was
a
great.
legend at Sports Day.
Yeah, he was like the Usain Bolt.
Listen, stop sucking his dick.
Dude, Usain Bolt of choice school, that means nothing. When the
But-
real competition came, he sucked.
Yeah, anything.
He was like Noah Lyles in the 200.
State-wise, we sucked.
But how is it like being friends with Sharan for so long?
It is a constant struggle.
What do you mean? I'm such a good friend to you, bro.
Yeah, you are.
Then why is there a struggle?
Because I always need to be on my toes.
Why on your toes?
I can't say that here.
No, you can. You
You
can.
can.
Don't name names
Yeah.
and you can say
Yeah,
whatever
don't
you
name
want.
names.
Oh no, I feel like, Sharan and I know Sharan so well that sometimes I don't know what other things that I shouldn't be talking about.
I'm confused.
I am very confused.
Be confused.
Okay.
What about you, Shilpa?
I just met you.
And this is crazy.
Here's my number.
But
What was the question?
yeah, so how do you for context, Sharan and Shilpa have been online friends.
Yeah, we've been online friends for the past 3-4 years. Like, I liked her content. She liked my content.
I liked his grandma's content.
I liked her dad's content. That's why I fucking followed her.
Yeah. And I'm quite friendless in Kerala, to be honest. So
How
So you picked up Sharan, the 3.5 million odd people you could have.
yeah, no, I know it might be surprising, but Sharan was the least creepy of all of them. So
Oh, nice.
I know.
Thanks.
I've heard that about Sharan.
Shut the fuck up.
That is the least creepy.
Okay, Shilpa. So you've lived most of your life in the UK.
Hmm.
How does it feel coming back to India?
I love it. I've been quite in touch with my roots. Like I said, because my parents made sure I spoke Malayalam at home, and when I stopped speaking Malayalam at home, they sent me to LKG here for a couple of months.
They
So
sent
I
you to
was-
LKG
Yeah.
in India,
Mhm.
and they were in the UK.
Yeah.
And who did you live with?
My grandparents.
And you just survived LKG and then you went back.
Well, I did. So the school year ends in July in the UK and starts in September. So for that whole summer, I just went to LKG here. And this was back when they used to hit kids. So I came back pretty scarred, and I was like,
Oh, nice.
I know.
But
We'll
how-
get into the trauma later.
Okay, but how does it feel living in the UK all these years? Like, do you?
I
is
love
this
it.
Yeah.
It's I know everyone makes fun of it, but I don't really identify as British that much.
What do you identify as?
Oh, it's difficult when
As
it
a
comes
man.
to.
Huh?
As a man.
No, we haven't got there yet. We, as in like, besides the passport aspect of it, I still think I'm pretty Indian.
Yeah.
I like was part of the Bollywood dance team at uni and everything, and I found my group of people where we're all pretty in touch with our Indian side, and I have a lot of Malu friends in the UK as well. The Malu community in the UK is huge, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, just kind of, I would say I'm like 70-30 more than anything.
Do you feel like kids who live outside India are more in touch with their roots than kids who live? And this question is for both of you. Like,
It depends. I feel like first gen is usually like people who have moved over there in their lifetime.
So I've been for a few like Onam celebrations and Vishu celebrations. What I've noticed is people there are they're more Mallu than Mallus here.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, for them it's like they hold on to it so hard, like they shouldn't let it go kind of a thing. Here they're like, yeah, whatever, Onam, let's get drunk. But over there they're like, no, we will have a Maveli, we will have a party,
Yeah.
we'll have Pokalam and everything.
I think it's also because it's like when you're staying in a place, you don't end up doing any of the touristy things, right? That people who visit
Yeah.
the place end up doing. So same thing with even like your traditions and your culture. When you're in that space, you don't end up valuing it as much as when you're away from it. And even like Malayalis maybe, but I've only recently realized how, strongly rooted to culture they are. But I had gone to Hong Kong for Diwali once. I have never celebrated Diwali like that in my life. It is like a wedding. It's literally like a wedding. Like everybody dresses up to the nines. It's like pujas and it's massive. Like it's crazy. So I think people outside do sort of.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. I think it was Holi in Jersey City. The whole like Jersey City was like people doing Bhangra and it was insane.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are very proud of it once they move
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
And like I know the UK is in a bit of a weird situation right now, but generally people are very accepting of it, and usually the whole neighborhood gets involved. Like neighbors and everyone are quite intrigued by what we're doing, so they're very accepting of it. And the other thing I've said to my parents is that they left in 2000, and a lot of like similar families did the same thing, but they held on to the values from then. So I keep trying to tell them like Kerala has moved forward so much, even in terms of like our values and the way we dress and
Yeah.
what kids do nowadays, but they find it really hard to believe, so they hold on to the values from back when they were in the 90s. So that's the way kids are raised over there. So if anything, I feel like kids in the UK and US are raised more conservatively than here.
Yeah. No, I think it's also because we are trying to like sort of emulate the West and
Whoa!
oh my god, Sharan.
Shilpa, you love me?
No.
After that, no.
It's just been consistent for the last few days.
Guys, for the last 3 days
He's
that
got
I've met
British
her,
Tourette's.
I have tried to speak in my best British accent.
Why don't you do this podcast in your best British accent?
Have you joined the war? Oh, there, yeah.
That's horrible.
Blimey, mate. You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Totally.
That's really, really bad. It's okay. It's actually gotten better. So
Yeah. I'm working on
I
it.
can-
Shilpa is here for 2 more days. I'll get it. I'll get better.
I can hear Shilpa talk all day long. Like the accent is so good.
I can do an audiobook for you guys before I leave.
I can do an audiobook for you guys before you leave.
You say it that sexually.
Did you join the war?
What?
Like your country is at war right
No,
now.
okay, you keep saying this. It's not a war.
Like guys,
it's
for
a
context,
riot.
who are people who don't watch the news, like UK is at war now because
It's-
all the white people are like, we need the brown people to get out of our country, which is really funny because the white people went everywhere else and like fucking colonized us, and now the brown people are like, we'll colonize you back. So how do you feel? Are you white or brown? And are you joining the war? Have you joined one of those like rallies where they're like, brown people, immigrants, get the fuck out of our country?
She is a brown person.
Yeah,
I
but
am a
she's
brown-
British.
Listen, I have a British passport and I have an OCI. So, like I said, I identify as both. But I'm currently employed by a British company, so no comment.
That was quite succinct.
So what are your thoughts about the Kohinoor?
Abhiram has come to attack. So what are your thoughts about the Kohinoor?
is
We
it
want
British
it
or is
back.
it Indian?
Obviously, it's Indian. It's looted.
So you think the
So-
British should give back all the stuff which they took from us?
I don't know how practically possible that would be, but yeah, in theory. I
Should be
think
very
so.
practical. Just take it and give it.
Yeah, but then, you see, the one thing that I have a problem with is that Britain had hundreds of years of a head start, and we're still in this state. So that makes me quite upset. So if we were to give back to the countries that we took from, I think we'd become,
Worse off.
yeah, a lot worse off.
Yeah.
Like, it would be really embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean Britain's in really bad condition.
Yeah.
I think also now like it's time to move on from.
No, I
Is
this
that-
is something I always think about. How would India be right now if the British never came?
Yeah, but there's no point thinking about how our future would have been had the past been different. Like
I
British
know.
didn't give. British didn't
we
give.
wouldn't have had the
British didn't
railways,
come.
for instance.
I think that's the one thing everyone keeps saying, but like, Britain
Well, I feel-
completely de-economized India.
Yeah,
so
but I
Of
feel like
course,
but I
but,
feel
like,
like
there
India
are-
would have been at a much better place if
Yeah.
the British didn't come.
You think
of
that?
course we would
Yeah.
have been because we were such a rich
I
country,
think we were the
right?
richest country at that time.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
of the-
we would have been.
I think Shashi Tharoor once said the world's GDP, like 26% or something, was from India. Now it's like 2%.
They-
No, but we're still rising. We're like still.
Yeah, we wouldn't have
Yeah,
to
but then
rise.
the
if-
audacity to
Yeah, but now it's done. We can't go back in the past and redo what's happened.
Why are
Yeah,
you
we can't-
supporting the British?
I'm
we-
not
we
supporting
can't
them. I'm just
redo
saying
what her
stop talking
ancestors
about the
did.
past. Yeah.
Yeah, what your ancestors
Let's
did.
move on. Her
Ancestors
ancestors
are
are in
okay.
Trivandrum
You
here.
couldn't- you couldn't even win one cricket match against us.
I'm talking
Amir Khan
about Lagan.
thrashed you guys. Amir Khan literally thrashed you guys.
Okay,
And
fine.
and almost slept with the white girl in Lagan.
That happens regularly everywhere in the UK. Okay, that's
Where?
the way we get our
Where Amir Khan
reparations.
sleeps with white girls.
No, just average-looking brown boys get with white girls. So
Really?
yeah. Oh my god, it's a
Guys,
phenomenon.
welcome to Make My Trip. The easiest way to.
No, there's a really cool video on YouTube about how Britain came over and took over, like, got rid of supply and demand and completely ruined India. Which is
Yeah.
quite sad to watch.
Yeah, but
while I'm
my
sitting in
only
the
point
UK.
is you can talk about the past
Mhm.
and like just keep talking about it, or just now concentrate on what you have with you and like.
No,
build
that's
from
that's
there.
very true because India is moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a-
I think
Vince-
that's easy to say when you're in India. Though, like in the UK, a lot of people don't know about it because we're not taught it in our schools or anything. So
So wait, what is your history like?
it's just about British history, and the worst thing that we hear of is the Holocaust because that was obviously
That was German, so
well, yeah, but then it was also people of white descent getting marginalized. So that's the only one that matters, apparently, which I feel very strongly about. But yeah, that's the only genocide we learn about in history. And then if you go out of your way, then you can learn about others.
But you guys learn about like how y'all colonized?
No.
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 is it
There's
true that
like-
they don't
people-
wait, so
talk
they
about
never
the
found out about
colonization?
Jallianwala Bagh?
What?
Jallianwala Bagh massacre. You guys
Not
don't
just
teach-
Jallianwala Bagh. They
Sham, let me
colonized
talk.
like half the
No, I'm
world.
talking about.
I've heard that people like kids in the UK think Mahatma Gandhi was a mythical person.
Yeah,
mythical,
he is mythical.
person.
He's
Like
Superman.
they don't even know that he existed. Like it's not like a thing that
I
they
don't think people know of him that well.
exactly.
Yeah, no.
Exactly my
I
point.
don't know if
Really?
they think he's like fictional or anything.
No, I think
Okay.
It's
I
like
read
Harry Potter.
somewhere.
maybe.
Harry
Just
Potter.
some skinny dude from India.
So wait, they don't know about Jallianwala Bagh?
Well, I don't even know about that. What is that?
Oh my
Jallianwala
God.
Bagh.
Oh my God, Shilpa, leave the room. Read
It's
the
not
room.
70-30 anymore.
Yeah, it is 100
I'm
100.
sorry. Okay, but this is the thing. So
100.
it's what? So this is the kind of shit that we don't learn about at all. There's like a brief mention of the slave trade in America, and that obviously
I
paints.
love how the British talk about everyone else but them.
yeah, everyone but them.
Yeah, because
basically.
what are they going to say? Yeah, we looted.
yeah, we actually built our foundations on all of this. It's shit. We don't learn any about any of it.
Have you learned about Winston Churchill?
Yeah, but in an incredibly good light.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why, is he a bad guy?
Dude, he's like Voldemort.
I love how everything is
We're
spoken in
just
Harry Potter
drawing
terms.
parallels now.
Harry Potter. So
Um,
who is Harry Potter? Mahatma Gandhi.
Just some skinny dude with glasses. You know?
Mahatma Gandhi with a scar.
No, but okay, I'm not gonna say it. I'll get like
What?
attacked.
Go on.
Or-
I was gonna say Harry Potter only ever had one woman in his life.
What?
Oh,
I don't get it.
like
Oh,
Gandhi.
Oh
According
no,
to
there's
other
a lot of
sources-
controversy.
According to
yeah.
other sources, Gandhi was a womanizer.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
I've
no,
actually
but a
read
bit
his
of a-
autobiography.
And does he talk about women in that?
Not really.
Oh, okay. I thought he was good.
Was he a womanizer or like just kind of unconsensually?
No, he was a
Both.
womanizer. Plus,
There's,
he used to like underage kids. Is what the reports say.
Yeah,
It's
like
not my words.
apparently
Oh,
the
yeah,
reports say
yeah.
he used to make them like sleep on the same like
But like as a test of his restraint.
Ability to
yeah, but like
Well, rest in peace.
drinking to that.
We kind of look at him as a idol here, don't
Yeah.
we? So
No, I mean he's still the father of our nation and stuff. So
that's the other thing about we were talking about cancel culture earlier.
Mm.
People for a brief period tried to cancel Mahatma Gandhi, and then we were all like,
yeah,
okay.
but that's because of all of this. Only,
yeah, exactly. But then like look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, Americans call him Gandhi.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and I have to correct them.
Talking
What do
about
they call
It's
you?
quite sad.
Abhi.
Abby.
Abby.
Abby, what are you doing in the US, bro?
I am a fourth-year neurology resident.
Nice. If India is doing so well, why did you go to the US to study, bro?
The condition of doctors in India is horrible.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Condition as in, like, can you elaborate on that?
We have no safety. I've been beaten up personally.
Oh my god.
Yeah, not my
what do you
fault
mean
at
beaten
all.
up? Oh, actually beaten up.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take the name of the hospital, but
Oh, is this when you were when you locked the
yeah,
room
when
and-
I was
yeah,
working
okay.
here, there was a situation where it was May 1st, which is Labor Day in India, and my senior doctor won't come because it's a holiday, and we had a patient who was really sick in the ICU, and I was in the hospital. I think this was 36 hours plus that I was in the hospital taking care of this guy, making sure he doesn't die. He was a really young guy, and I walked out of the ICU around like 10 a.m. and there are like 15 people standing outside. Apparently somebody, I think one of the nurses told them, no, the doctor will come. We do have a doctor, like a senior doctor, but he's not as senior as the senior most guy. They wanted him specifically to come, but he wouldn't come because it's a holiday. And I walked out and they're like, where's the senior doctor? And I said, today's a holiday. He won't be here, but he's in constant contact with us. And we have other ICU doctors here taking care of him. The next thing I know, they caught me by the collar, pushed me to the wall, pulled me up, and there were punches thrown. And I tried my best to like get out of that situation. And in like 5 minutes, the security guy came, and things were okay. But I didn't want to be in such a situation ever again.
This is where your BDSM king started.
Oh my God, Sharan.
I
No, but
do not have a kink,
My
guys.
thoughts are with you.
Yeah. But just in the nick of time, I was able to push my senior resident, who was a girl, into the ICU, and I said, lock the door. But if that didn't happen, I'm pretty sure she would have gotten beaten up too.
But honestly, and I'm glad you left because actually the state of doctors in our country is horrible. Even recently, I don't know if you guys have read up on this case yet, but there was a lady doctor in Calcutta, in one hospital in Calcutta, and after her 36-hour shift, she went to rest in one of the rooms in the hospital.
Oh no.
They found her in the morning like dead, with bruises in her private parts, her eyes, everything, and there was no CCTV camera, nothing. And the head of that hospital, or whatever, I don't know what the term is, he comes out and he says, why was she resting? Why was she in that room alone? Like, that is the state.
Was this recently?
Like 2 days
Like
ago,
3-4
one day
days
ago.
back.
Yeah.
It is horrible. Like, Last year, there was a Malayali girl who got stabbed by a convict who was brought in by the cops. She was literally tending to his wounds.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think she had said that she was scared to do it,
Yeah.
and then they forced her to.
They forced her to do it, and he stabbed her to death.
She died.
Yeah. It's insane. Like, there is no safety for doctors here.
Is there any like union or regulations or anything like that?
I mean, they do protest and everything, but it's, I don't know, like there's so much red tape, nothing really ever comes out of it. Because I don't think the condition has ever improved.
No, but like if you guys go on strike, then obviously things will fall into place.
I mean,
So that's
yeah,
the
but
thing,
it's
right?
like
So
temporary fixes.
people go on strike, and the next thing you know, the government is forcing people to go back to work.
How can they force? What do you mean
'Cause
force?
What if they don't pay you? You have no money, man. Like,
Yeah, but
they
if you
can-
don't go to the
Yeah, but-
hospital, then no, everybody's just
they'll
dead.
find
Yeah.
some way or the other. I don't know the exact details, but they'll-
Honestly, everybody is suffering but the government at this point, right? Like, because if doctors are not in the hospitals, patients are not getting treatment. Patients aren't getting treatment, obviously, there's like you die or whatever, right? Same thing with. No, it's like it's really bad. Like, the doctors in Calcutta are all on strike right now. But
No,
nothing.
And I think I don't think this is the first time this happened in Calcutta.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah, I think around few years ago there was a intern doctor whose skull was bashed in
Oh my
Kolkata, and I think the minister at that time, that lady said, yeah, you have
Mamata
to go.
Banerjee.
Yeah, you have to go back to work.
Yeah, it's really bad, honestly. It's horrible.
Okay, so wait, so you left because of the safety issue?
Safety issue, and I think it was like the job market for doctors in the US and in India is not so great. And
In
think
India,
that-
it's not great.
no.
That goes for a lot of careers, though. Like when I asked my parents about why they moved over to the UK and everything, and obviously in the UK we have a lot of nurses, by the way. Like everyone is a nurse, and it's only because the opportunities are so limited here, and you're not treated well. And
But I feel like at your parents' time, it was very different. Because
There's
even
still a lot
life
coming.
outside of India was way better, right? Like back then.
it depends because like you acknowledge that you're going to a country where you're not going to be accepted. Like
yeah.
my parents face a lot more racism than I do.
of
Like
course.
it still exists, but they face a lot of it, and they had to kind of weigh that against what it was like in India, and ultimately like making a better life for your kids seemed like a better option
Yeah.
than making them stay here. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation in some
Yeah, it's
senses.
like, yeah. It's never perfect. Like, there's always a
No.
catch-22. But I feel like now, yeah, maybe like the job market isn't as great. But I feel like it's far better than like what it used to be. Like, there's always like opportunities to like start something of your own.
That's
Yeah.
not easy, dude.
Of
Like,
course, it's not easy.
I mean,
but even
from a
joining
doctor's perspective, I'm saying like starting a hospital or a clinic is like multiple crores or rupees.
Crows!
Sorry. You made me drink bro code, bro.
bro code, bro.
Dude, this is our first episode where both our guests are under the influence of bro code.
They were too nervous to speak, so they said we want to be drunk before we get on this
they are
episode.
alcoholics actually.
No, actually,
No, I'm not.
I put a video up the other day, or like story or something, about how nerve-wracking it is to speak in front of a camera. So
Yeah.
I think I need alcohol.
Oh yeah, I saw the video. That was
Yeah.
really funny.
Shit.
Yeah. You should do a transition from that video to here.
The only thing you needed was bro code.
But what's your experience been like studying there?
Studying in the US.
Yeah. First of all, guys, just for a little context, I think he applied to go to the US in 2020 or 2021, and he was such a wreck before he could find out where he went. Like, what was that experience? Like, take us through the experience of like applying to the US, the exams that you, because we need views and all these
Yeah.
you
No, I
medicine hungry people.
There's gotta be
watch
some
I
it.
get
useful
I get a
content.
lot of DMs about how the process is. I think it is very tedious. I would say hands down the Indian entrance exam to get into a PG course in a government college is harder.
Neat.
Yeah, NEET is definitely harder. There's
What's
no question. NEET is
the
like the
government,
PG entrance
yeah.
exam. So after
Okay.
MBBS, you have to take an exam where like 200,000, 300,000 people take the test.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're within the first 10,000, you can get into a government school. I don't know if my numbers are right, so don't quote me on
It's a
that.
really interesting system.
Yeah, it is very toxic, but in the US, it's all based on your merit. Like,
See,
the-
that's normal for us. Like,
Yeah.
there's no rank or anything like that. Like,
yeah,
Your
it's,
merit means what?
it's basically they have. So when in my time now it's changed. there were 3 exams. There still are 3 exams, but the practical portion's gone. So there's a USMLE, which is the United States Medical Licensing Exam, Step 1 and Step 2. And there was a practical exam when I was applying.
So wait, this is if you want to study in the US, you have to pass the USMLE.
Yes, it's not just pass, you have to do good on
Okay.
it. Especially if you're an international medical graduate.
And USMLE, you have to go there and take it, or you can take it here.
You can take it here. You can take the Step 1 and Step 2 here, but the practical exam, which used to exist, you had to go to the US to take it. There was only 4 centers in the US or
Okay.
something like that.
And how hard is this exam? Like, what is the process like studying for it?
It is very different from how we are taught in India. In India, I feel like, so one thing I think India is very different from the rest of the world because all of our exams are still essay based. Like they'll give you something, you better know it, you write an essay about it, and you get points based on that.
15 marks.
Yeah.
Ratamar, just
Yeah.
memorizing.
It's
shit.
like you study, you still need to understand, but the depth of things is very different. But in the US, their medical school is all multiple choice.
MCQs.
And it's all like very, you need to know the concept to answer the questions. So I had to like unlearn what I learned during MBBS to study for the USMLE. And yeah, I took both the steps in around 9 months time. First step is basically basic sciences. Second step is more clinical. First step was really hard for me because my basic sciences was ass. But the second step was more clinical, so it was much easier.
What is basic sciences? Are
It's like anatomy, biochemistry.
Like the basics.
But
She did biochemistry.
Yeah,
those
she did
guys.
biochemistry.
Okay, and
I
then
work in finance now.
okay, and
good choice.
stop flirting with her, bro. Talk
Dude.
about
Are you
me.
trying to say finance is easier than medicine?
No, it's just where the money
100%.
is.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
Like it's like.
Do you
fuck
think it's the hardest profession?
It is the most demanding, I would say.
Excuse me. Try
Wow.
being a YouTuber, bro. Try being a YouTuber.
Try being a lawyer.
Are you a lawyer, Shamali?
Yes, I am.
When was the
But
last time
medicine
you went to
is-
the court?
I don't. There's different kinds of law, dude. That's like me asking you, you're a neurologist. When is the last time you operated on someone's heart?
Okay, ask me. When is the last time you made a video?
When was the last time you told me?
Today, bitch.
Hey, did you post it already?
No, I'll post it in like an hour.
You used to being, as in, I can't believe you used to work at EY for like 3 days.
Nobody needs to know that.
You were in consulting for 3 days. Can't believe
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah,
consulted.
Sharan consulted the shit out of them.
No,
His work was done.
I consulted myself out of the.
You evaluated what was best for
Yeah,
him.
for context, guys, I worked at Ernst & Young for like
I think
3
we've
days.
told them this
Yeah,
before.
but like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like saying it.
I went to Christ for 3 days.
3 days is a common
I said
number.
it choice school hostel.
for 3 days.
You
That was
talked
the
about
funniest story.
Yeah.
degrees and
Sharan
stuff,
joined
yeah.
Choice and he was like, "Oh, I'm staying in the hostel, bro." I said, "Okay." 1 week later, he's in Amma's house.
I cried in front of the whole school and I begged my mom saying, please, mama, please.
Bro, there
please."
was another guy from our batch who ran away from the hostel. And they caught him next to the bridge.
So you're saying the choice hostel was really bad?
No, I'm
Is
saying
the
the
Indian
choice.
education
Dude, I
system
would
that
stay
bad?
there, dude. The food is so good.
Is the Indian education system that bad? Because like my only reference is, well, like Hridayam and Three Idiots. Like
Hridayam, delete it out of your mind, first of all.
I liked it.
Even your Pranav Mohanlal friend.
We're going back to the USMLE process. So basic sciences is anatomy.
It's anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, microbiology. Like it's all like the basic stuff.
But
Like
these are all MCQ questions.
all MCQ. It's like I think 300 MCQ questions over 3 hours. No, sorry. It's 3 hours. 8 hours.
Huh?
It's an 8-hour test.
It's an 8-hour exam?
Yeah.
Actually, that's pretty standard.
Step 1 is 8 hours. Step 2 is also, I think, 8 or 9 hours. And step 3
You're
is.
saying that you're sitting down for one exam and it's going on for 8 hours.
Yes. And every time. So each block is like 40 questions. And it's like after a block, you can take a break. You have a total of 1 hour break, part of that 8 hours. You can
Okay.
split it up however you want.
So 4 hours, 1 hour break, 4 hours.
No, it's like 1 hour. 1 hour is 40 questions. So you can take a 5-minute break after.
Oh, okay, got
5
it.
to
Got
10
it,
minutes.
got
You
it.
can divide it up however you want. And
And you have to go to centers to write this exam.
yeah, we don't have a center in Cochin. I think there's one in. Yeah, I took my step 1 in Chennai and step 2 in Mumbai. And there are, I think there's one in Delhi. I'm not sure. I don't remember the centers in India anymore. But again, it is 8 hours long, Step 1 is 8 hours. Step 2 is 9 hours. Step 3, which you can take after you get in for residency in the US. I took it in my first year, like end of my first year. It is 2 days, and it is 8 hours and 9 hours long, I think.
My God, I'm just listening to those hours and I'm getting a little.
Yeah, by the
Tired.
end
I'm
of it.
not like a studious person at all, so this is like my worst nightmare.
Oh, me neither. I'm not a studious person. This is something I've always wanted to do. So, funny story. I went on vacation to the US when I was 8 years old. I broke my arm in Washington, D.C. because my dad was trying to hit me. I ran away from him and I slipped.
Why was he trying to hit you?
Because I was a very naughty child.
Okay.
Did
And
you
you
really
slipped.
have to ask that? Just inferred.
So, I broke my hand. And I knew I broke my hand because that was the third time I was breaking my hand in the same position. Like,
Oh my God.
I broke my elbow like when I was really young, and that was the third time. I knew I was broken 100%, and that was when we were in Washington D.C. going to see the White House. So all the pictures from then, I have my arm behind me because I was in so much pain and I didn't want to tell my dad because I
Oh
was
my
scared.
my
God.
Yeah,
Papi.
and then
That's when you knew you wanted to be a doctor.
no,
So
then
what? So he could fix himself.
so then they took me to the hospital there, and that was like a totally different experience. How the doctors and the nurses like treated you
Yeah.
as a person.
As a person.
No, because over here
What
it's
is the-
like
yeah. How do they treat
ov-
you here and there differently?
over here it's like very like yeah, you're there, you're gonna get fixed and you're gonna leave. But there they like everything's extra.
It's holistic.
Yeah, it's very holistic. Like they
they
care
build a
about you.
relationship with you.
For them, they don't have time constraints like here because they see like one. So for example, in the US, in a day you see a doctor sees 15 to 18 patients a day, whereas in India we see 120. So that's the difference. So here they don't have time to like socialize and talk and
So
make
you wanted to be a party.
I wanted to be somebody who can, connect with patients more. Now, I'm not saying, doctors don't connect with patients here, but there's a time constraint. And, my dad,
He wants like the up close and personal.
yeah, and my dad, when I was growing up, he was always sick. So, I've always seen how happy my father gets when, the doctor spends a little bit more time with him, talks to him. He feels that personal touch is like insane. So medicines can only do so much, but being with a doctor who really cares about you can really, alter a patient's like mental state. So
As much as we shit on the NHS in the UK, like even though obviously it's private in America and it's private in India, but despite it being completely public access, the holistic care, like part of it is still very prevalent in the UK. So regardless of how much money you're getting out of one patient, the care that they're given is so good. Like it's first class.
Yeah, that's the least they can do after stealing a Kohinoor.
And they take 2 weeks to give
But
you an
actually,
appointment.
You know what? The other thing is our NHS is full of immigrants. That's also why, because that kind of ethnic.
a lot of
care.
my
Yeah.
classmates are doctors in the UK, and it's like the same thing in the US. Like, if you needed to get an appointment with me, it takes like 3 months. It's really
Oh.
hard. No, I'm serious.
No, I'm just
Like,
gonna
for
line up
my-
at your house, bro.
Huh?
I'm just gonna line up at your house.
Just come. You don't need an appointment,
I
bro.
need a rectal examination.
I don't do that.
Prostate exam.
The opposite. It's
What?
the opposite end
Yeah,
of the
but he
body.
wants you to get to his brain through his
Yeah.
penis.
Yeah. Go via.
But no, I agree with you because I think that personal touch increases the trust factor also.
Yeah.
Like you'll trust your doctor a lot more
Yeah.
when they actually give you that personal attention and
And in the US, it's like there's something called My Chart, where the patient can literally message you like it's WhatsApp. So every time you log into the computer system in the hospital, you can see, oh, you have so many messages from your patients, and
So
you
you
can
just
see.
have like 15 hypochondriacs being like, "What is this?
I
What is
have
this?"
actually not had any hypochondriac.
What
plaques.
is a
hypochondriac?
people can even slip into your DMs like that, no?
Yeah, that is illegal for me to like.
Yeah,
reply
but what's
to.
a hypochondriac?
It's like someone who thinks every little thing is a medical issue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's where you excel as a doctor, right? Like you reassure them, and when you see results like that, oh, you send them to psych.
Like all hypochondriacs know what
Or
Mayo
you'd be
Clinic
like,
is.
I'll refer you to psych. My psych colleagues can help you better.
Okay, so you became a doctor because you broke your hand and for your dad.
No, yeah. So I became a doctor mainly because my father was always sick. I've never seen him healthy my entire life, and like I said, I've seen the impact he's had on. I mean, the doctors have had on my dad. So I wanted to be that for many people and make a difference.
I have a question.
Mhm.
When you interview for a medical position in India, do they ask you these kind of things? Like,
No.
it's just academics.
It's all academics. That's the difference in the US. Like even to get in for residency,
Mm.
they don't care if you have like the most stellar scores. They want to make sure that you're a nice person and then you can work with them. For example, my neurology residency is 4 years. I'm in my fourth year. Am I going to be able to work with this guy for 4 years without any problems, you know? So this year, I'm a. Uh,
Chief resident.
that's right.
Look at him giggle.
I am a chief resident in my program, and this year I'm going to be interviewing people. So that's the main thing I'm going to be looking for, because I'm the senior. I have 3 years of juniors below me, and I want to make sure the person who comes in next is going to get along with everybody and give the best care they can to the
Yeah.
patient. So that is very important. I don't care if you have like 98 percentile in your
Yeah.
exams. Like w- I I'm the kind of person who learns more as I work. I'm not the book kind of person.
You know what? Like, on my Instagram account, I also talk about my job and career and stuff, and I get a lot of messages from people in India who are trying to break into the industry in the UK. And the number one difference between like being a good candidate in India versus the UK is like your emotional intelligence level. And that is just not something that's focused on in India. People think that they can come with like 98% scores and everything and just land a job. But in the UK, that's like the third thing they look
Yeah,
at.
I've met so many people who are like the smartest of the smart, like international graduates who have like the 9900 percentile scores, but they're not good people. Like it is so hard to talk to them because they think they're so above like everybody else. It is so hard. Like it's not just international students. Like even like people who are like American. Like if they're really smart, it's really hard to get along with people like that, and that makes the work environment really hard.
So in the niceness factor, you're like in the 100th percentile.
I don't think I'm in the 100th percentile, but
He's
Dude, shut the
being
fuck
No,
up.
Abhiram is the nicest
yeah,
person I
like,
know.
Even going to school with him, this dude was too fucking nice. You knew the
Like,
Americans
if
love
you were a
being people
superhero,
nice.
you'd be nice guy.
We laugh.
which is not good in the dating realm.
Nice
Nobody-
guys finish
yeah,
last?
Nice guys finish
You
last.
really
all the
think
time.
so?
100%.
But that's a really toxic thing to say, so you shouldn't say that to people.
Be Kabir Singh like.
Kabir Singh, oh god, that movie just traumatized.
Can we move on to the dating scene in America now?
No, wait, 1 sec. We'll go to the dating scene.
Okay.
1 sec. So you finish your that exams.
Yeah.
You
So
finish the exams, and then how long
You
do
have
you
to
wait?
interview.
so once you finish the exams, I think the cycle starts around June, where you can start building up your application. You basically, there's like this whole process where you enter your scores, and I think it uploads by itself, and then you add all your extracurricular stuff because they care about all of that. Your research, which is very important now, because when I was taking my exams, step 1 had a score. Now it's just pass or fail. There's only
Oh.
a score for step 2.
So basic science is just pass or fail.
Yeah, science is just pass or fail, which would have been really helpful. But step 2 has a score. So the only way for them to gauge international students is by the step 2 score and everything else you've done in life. So for me, being in like leadership roles and doing research in med school, all of that helped. And I ended up in a place that I never ever thought I would end up in. Because I remember crying to you.
Yeah.
I was like, I applied like 200 programs and I got 11 interviews. And I was like, oh, there's no way I'm getting in. And I was telling Sharan once that we weren't hired, I remember. We were looking at, it was the backwaters, and I was looking at it and I was like, man, this place, if I get in here, it's a miracle. And that's what happened.
Yeah, I remember this was like your dream.
Yeah, this was my dream university that I wanted to get into, and I was so surprised that I got in there.
But only you were surprised. We knew you'd get.
Yeah.
But dude, So that's what
Shilpa's watching a TV show here.
I mean, I'm really drunk. Guys. 3 bro codes don't help. Yeah, so that's another mindset I go into work. Like every morning I go in. Every morning I wake up. A bit of context. My apartment like faces the Mississippi River, which is like one of the longest rivers in the U.S. So I wake up in the morning. I look at the river and I'm like, God, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I've achieved this. And I go into work very,
Content.
I'm content, I'm grateful, and that's the effort I put into work every single day. And I think that helps a
That's
lot.
fucking sick, man.
So, okay, that's awesome. And I have 2 questions for you.
You said that's awesome. Like, yeah, okay,
I
let's
know,
move
like-
on.
No, I'm not moving on. I'm sticking to the same subject. What was the exact emotion you felt when you figured out that you got into the school? Like that one moment.
Yeah, like when you
So-
saw the
Shock.
And are you allowed
acceptance.
to, like, you can say which university?
I don't think I can. Because
Okay.
I think.
You know they're
it's
just
a-
gonna search
they-
on
they
LinkedIn
never-
Because I don't know,
anyway.
because I'll tell you of a story like in a bit, but my university is very,
private about these things.
like the PR thing is like a big deal for them. I need to like consult them and stuff.
So this
What was
university
the
is in
emotion you were
Minnesota.
feeling?
No, I am in the state of Minnesota, which is in the north, like Midwest, but north, and we share a border with Canada, and it's really cold.
It's really cold.
It's really cold.
Okay.
Minnesota.
So what is the emotion you felt that moment when you found out that you got into this college?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So the match process is set in such a way that you find out if you got for residency on a Monday, and you find out where you got in on a Friday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're fucked.
Yeah.
They want you to go through that mental pain.
So my main thing was I actually applied for neurology and internal medicine because I wanted to match somewhere, but I always wanted to do neurology, so I had ranked my programs accordingly. And I got the message on Monday saying I'm matched. And that day I cried like a baby because my mom was there. I looked at the email and my face just changed. My mom thought I did not get in. But then I started crying, and my mom's like, "Kitty le mone," and I was like, "No, kitty," and I just burst out crying. But Friday when the email came in, because I was in Dubai, I remember my niece was just born, and everybody was like tending to my niece, and I didn't tell my mom what time the results were coming, and out of nowhere I started screaming, and I was like, "No way!" Like my little emotion was, "No way I got in here." And
Was that your top choice?
it was my top choice.
Nice.
And yeah, that was like magical, dude.
Did you cry?
I cried and I got
I feel like crying.
I
now.
got sloshed that night. My brother-in-law had like a humongous cake because he knew for some reason that I was gonna get in my top choice. He had a humongous cake. He had his friends over. So my brother-in-law's a dentist in Dubai, and all of his friends are like doctors. So all of them were like waiting to hear my results.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
I'm actually crying, guys. It's so emotional.
Yeah. So
You
he
got it 3 years back, but why am I?
It's
I'm happy
processing
for
for
you, bro.
Sharan now.
Delayed
His
reaction.
Monday
Like,
and
I'm
Friday
fine.
happened.
Dude, I don't have
3
the
years
Mississippi
later.
River in front of me. I have Vaitilakana, but still.
dude, White Lacana's got his charm.
Yeah, actually.
So my brother-in-law had like a cake ready for me, and all of his friends came in the moment the results came, and we got He had a bottle of Blue Label there, like ready to be opened, and the funniest thing was they couldn't find me after 3 a.m.
Maybe you left for Minnesota.
You know how they found me? I was in the bathroom snoring.
Oh my god. It was a good night.
I feel like Dr. Abhiram is very different to the drunken
Yeah,
Abhiram
yeah.
I've seen for the last
Yeah.
2 days.
He can do it both.
It was a crazy night. I don't think I've gotten that drunk my entire life.
Well, never
That's
say
okay,
never.
but we are going to Dubai next week.
Yeah, we party with my
Have you
brother-in-law.
guys
dude.
had any
My
moment
brother-in-law's an
in
animal.
your, like,
Yeah.
But have you guys had any moment in your career that's like similar, where it's like that's the moment?
That is such a great question.
I honestly, for me personally, I'm not someone who celebrates wins. So it's just like, okay, I did it. Next. So it's always like, it's a very bad way to look at life, but I'm always like on to the next job. So it's never been like, okay, take a moment, like you've
Yeah.
done something great and Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure there have been moments, but I can't sit and pinpoint.
Yeah, I think I'm the exact same because I'm
Yeah.
like I get desensitized to my wins very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think like it's to do with the way you are as a person. I'm not a very emotional person. But like I feel like both Abhiram and Sharan are very emotional. Like they really like celebrating. They really
Yeah.
like feeling their feels.
I don't know if this is like just me, or I'm sure Sharon's had similar situations, but I've always had like since the moment I started my preparation to go to the US, I've always had people around me saying I cannot do it.
Mm.
The number of people, like I went for some random wedding in Guruvayur, and this lady that I've never met in my life who heard that I was doing the US thing said, "Why are you doing this? Because you're not gonna get."
Wow.
Yeah, like to my face, I've never met this lady in my entire
I
life.
left her
Brutal.
immediately.
Yeah. And I said, I'm just trying. What's
I'm just a boy.
yeah. What's the harm? Like even like immediate family. For example, I can give you a really good example. I was in my final year when my father passed away. Like he passed away in the medical school that I went to. He was in the hospital for 10 months. And he passed away in my arms.
Oh my
like
God.
literally. And I had my final year MBBS university exam in 2 months. And my immediate family told me, it's okay if you fail. We all understand. And I was like, dude, that's not the attitude I want. And then that's definitely not something my dad would want. So, I feel like I don't know what to call it, but people around me always kept pushing me down. My mom is somebody who's very religious. She goes to the temple all the time and she meets random people there. And, they talk. And when my mom used to say, oh, my son is, trying for USMLE, trying to go to the US, 99% of people would say, oh, no, I know somebody who tried for USMLE, did not get, they got depressed. Don't put your son through that.
Yeah,
Just-
people are so negative.
Yeah.
Like they're so easy to like punch down on you.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, just sell one of your properties and
Oh my
put him
God.
into medical, let him go for PG somewhere here. At least he'll be near you.
As much as I love Malus for everything that we are, I feel like that's one thing we've also carried through every single generation.
Yeah, I've had like really close family members who don't talk to me anymore. Because I don't know why.
Because you're successful.
Yeah, so I didn't do so great for my step 1 of USMLE. And at that time, I had so many people call me saying, oh, it's okay, Monet, it's fine. But once I matched, all these people have disappeared.
No, they
Yeah,
never called
it's
you.
Yeah,
They've never called me.
You want to call them on
They
the
just
podcast?
called to make themselves
Prank
Yeah.
call them.
Like,
Hey, chupapi!
extremely close relatives. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't
But-
spoken to them
Hey,
in
close
years.
relatives, if you're watching.
But has that motivated you to like?
Yeah, so I think
that's
that's
the motivation
definitely
he's talking about, yeah.
that's definitely a driving factor.
Yeah,
like-
because he also thrives on negative motivation. Like if you today tell him, dude, there's no way you're putting out 8 videos in this week. That's
do
it.
Because that gives you like a special kind of pump, right? Like,
Yeah, like.
I just start crying.
no,
No, but
I accept it.
I never cry. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I never cry. Like, I like that negative motivation, but it's not like I don't know if it's even negative. For example, we were doing this is just an example of how I look at things. For example, like, we were doing a bit on the vlog where she was acting like Kourtney Kardashian, and then Abhiram said, act like Kourtney Kardashian is on the podcast. So she acted like Kourtney Kardashian on the podcast. I said, do something else. So then she said, yeah, obviously they will not be coming on this podcast. So in my head, I'm like,
You've
In my head,
motivated him.
Actually, registered that.
so in my head, I'm like, you know what, one day they will come on the podcast. I mean, it might happen, might not happen. It doesn't,
Okay.
like maybe 5 years later, it won't even matter. Maybe they'll be dead. you
But
know,
like he's made a
yeah.
mental note
Yeah.
and he wants to prove
Actually,
you
I
wrong
completely forgot that I said that.
Yeah. So I,
now. No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's my point. Like sometimes people say things without realizing that they're fueling a
yeah,
little
they
fire.
don't, I mean, she didn't say it from like
Yeah,
a bad
exactly.
place.
It's
She
not
just
with
said it like in a
malice.
matter.
Yeah.
But that motivates me way more than like, oh, dude, you did well. Or like, I'm proud of you. That's nice to hear. But like,
that's
So-
something I hate. Like, I hate when people say, I'm proud of you, you did so well.
Oh.
Because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
And the US is
I'm
all...
just thinking of all the times I've told him, dude, I'm so proud of you.
No, because in the US, I don't know how it's in the UK, but the positive reinforcement is insane. Like,
They're too nice.
Abhiram is having sex. You go, man.
Amma.
Puppy.
But no, I'm serious. Like, I know when I've done a mistake in the hospital, and my senior doctors tell me, oh, you did such a great job, but this is how I would do something differently. Like, I want you to look at my face and say, dude,
You suck.
that was bullshit.
So in our corporate world in the UK, we have this thing called a feedback sandwich. Do you guys know what that is?
Like
Oh,
sandwich.
negative
Yeah,
comment,
exactly. No,
positive comment.
positive
What?
comment.
Positive,
It's a
negative,
positive
positive.
Like you
comment.
sandwich it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a positive comment, then a negative comment, or like constructive criticism, and then another positive comment,
Oh
so that
my
people don't
God.
get too hurt.
It's
India
like,
is
it's like
very
saying, Sharan, your videos are amazing, but I think you could improve on this. But dude, your videos are fucking insane. That's how they give feedback in the
Yeah.
US.
Oh yeah,
So I've
in
already
India is
In
not for
India, it is
beginners.
your videos are shit, your videos are
Not
shit,
for
your videos are
beginners.
shit. It's a negative sandwich.
Yeah, India is not for beginners. Like
Right.
I have, there's been so many times when in my firm I have literally like cried, and not because I've done anything wrong or whatever. It's just like perspective, right? Like human perspective varies. So I may have thought of something differently versus what you know your thought process is, and just because of that difference in perspective, you
Yeah.
get shut down upon. So
Yeah, that doesn't fly. In
This
the
reminds me
UK.
of a story. For my model exam in my final year of MBBS, I had a patient who had Parkinson's disease. So Parkinson's disease is when the dopamine in the brain is like very depleted, and that makes you like really stiff and you can't talk and you're really bad. So when the exam started, I had to go take a case, and this guy was alone, and he did not get his morning meds, and he's not talking to me. I'm literally with a person who's not talking to me, who's not cooperating with the whole exam because he cannot, because he's not got his meds. And my attending who came, he's like, okay, tell me. And I was like, I have nothing to tell you because I know what this guy has because it's very obvious, but he can't talk to me. He didn't get his meds. And guess what? Right before my attending came,
They
the
gave
nurse
him-
gave him his meds, and he's talking. My attending literally came to me and he said, you should quit MBBS and go start a tea shop.
oh my god.
Yeah. And he walked out and he failed me.
Wait, this is in India?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
Like 10 kilometers away.
That sounds like India.
And because I failed my model exam and next thing's my university exam. I was like, dude, I'm
Oh,
going to fail
fuck.
my university exam.
Yeah, I think people lack. I mean, maybe it's changed now, but like at least when we were growing up, I think the people who had so much like power over your thoughts and your, you know, just the way you'd be structured in life, just lacked sensitivity. So they didn't know how to actually correct you or tell you right from wrong or give you like sense of like support or direction, anything. So it's just like shaped you in a certain way.
Do you think that's better in terms of like molding someone into be a resilient individual? Because like in the UK, in the corporate world, like I said, there's obviously the positive, like what's it called, the feedback sandwich thing,
Yeah.
and then along with that, in every company you have a mentor, and that mentor is assigned to you based on your personality type, you know, like the Myers-Briggs test and everything. So you're never going to be matched with someone that's not the similar personality to you, and can deliver feedback in the way that you will accept and process it. But you could argue that makes you a bit too soft. Or not
Yeah, so
resilient
obviously,
enough.
as Indians, we can sort of go through anything and everything in life.
That's very true.
Yeah, and like still like come out like, you know, undeterred or
Thanks to our
unaffected.
parents, but yeah.
Yeah, but it may not necessarily be the right way to go about things, right? Like, because you also have the flip side where people, you know, take drastic steps and sort of their mental chemistry is impacted also by how, you know, they get treated. So I don't know if it's the right way to do things. Yeah, you're resilient and like, you know, you're a go-getter and everything, but it's just not worth it, I feel, in the long run.
I think it depends on person to person. Like, obviously, I feel like if you get positive reinforcement all the time, you just become
Complacent.
or weak because suddenly you don't get that, or you get suddenly you get negative.
Yeah, you
and
don't know how to deal with
You
it.
don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because I was a person like that. Like when I used to initially, like growing up, when I used to hear something negative from someone, I would just completely shut down.
Yeah.
So, but like at the same time, like in India, it's a tough place because like nobody's nice to you
Yeah.
in whichever field. Like people are just like fucking gung ho all the time.
Yeah.
But then it also, like it builds a resilience which it's like when you go outside India, you're almost like I've been to Dubai so many times, and suddenly you're in a place where you see so many different nationalities: Americans, British, Egyptians, and for us it's like easy mode.
Yeah.
Like they must be discussing a problem, and you're like, bro, this is the answer to this.
No,
You know, it's not that hard.
Yeah, yeah. I think Indians are like jugadu,
Mm.
and that only comes because we've not like had it easy in that sense, right? Like we don't have a bubble.
Yeah, you always find
You
a
were
way
just
out.
like
Yeah.
thrown
Yeah,
like.
it's about finding a
So
way.
I have to say, it's not just Indians. Like it is. So I have classmates who are from like Pakistan.
Yeah, I mean, I
They're the
meant
same.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
They're
yeah.
Indians, bro. They're
Like,
Indians.
actually.
Yeah, they're basically we're
Yeah,
all
they're
like
Indians.
brothers. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, bhai
we
bhai.
see, bye bye. Like
It's the survival instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's this region specifically is
Yeah.
what I want to talk about. I can't speak for Pakistan, but yeah.
Yeah.
we've had like situations where our list like blows up overnight, and the way we deal with this is very different.
List means?
List of patients, like
Oh, okay.
we so when we're on night shift at the university, it's basically you're one person and you're covering like neuro ICU, emergency department, the stroke list, the general neurology list, everything, the epilepsy list. The list can blow up. Like I've had times when I had to admit like 11 patients, but when I think about it, it's just 11 patients. 11 is a lot in the US because documentation is what takes up most of your time. In India, it's nothing, it's just a piece of paper. But then in India, it's like you can admit close to, can go from like, can range from like 20 to 60 a night. But when I really like, what do you say, vibe with my classmate who's from Pakistan because you're like,
Pakistani, eh?
he's like,
They're like
yeah,
bhai haath ka khel hai ye
हो
bhi."
रहा है भाई, कुछ भी.
No, but I genuinely, and I see that also because like I feel like for us it's never like, oh my god, there's so much work. For us it's more like, okay, it's fine, like we can just figure it out.
Yeah, the only thing that gets me going is like, yeah, in the US it's like, yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel. My shift ends at this time. So after this, there's somebody to take it over. But
Yeah.
here it's not like
Here
that.
there's never any
No.
there's no
Here-
clarity on
There's
when
no,
you
like-
can walk
the
out.
whole mental health culture, obviously
Yeah.
in the UK, and
Yeah.
I'm sure in the US is so prevalent.
And
like,
it was so alien to me when my programs, like, everybody has to talk to a mental health practitioner. Like, you have to. Like, you just talk to them for half an hour. It's like you have time off during that half an hour. You're going to talk to them about whatever you want.
What's your deepest, darkest secret, bro?
Mine,
Yeah.
I actually don't know, man.
just
I
breathe
don't have any.
everything for the next minute.
I don't have any secrets. I feel like,
My life's an open book.
yeah, because I'm actually like an open book. Like
It's all like
I
Amma
always
friendly.
always tell people what's happening in my life. So
What's your deepest, darkest secret? Shilpa.
I don't think I have one either.
Sharan, what's your deepest darkest?
that we can't open here.
Yeah, Sharon, you're the most like socially exposed person in this
How the
room
fuck am I socially
because
exposed?
like you're on the internet, you're a social media influencer, whatever,
Okay.
with
What have I?
hundreds of thousands of followers.
So what's your point
So-
here?
What does that life mean for you?
Oh, so there's a question.
there
I
is
was
a
like, where is the question?
Patience.
the moment she said hundreds of thousands of followers, I was just thinking about the teacher we met in school last week, who saw Sharan with the camera and was like, "Oh, you're a photographer."
Yeah, Abhiram laughed so hard. He was laughing and laughing.
and then the Sanskrit teacher randomly said, "No, he has 200,000 followers."
So you said you're motivated by hate, though. So like, what do the haters do for you?
What do the haters do for me? Like, I know I shouldn't be saying this, but the haters, like, I love the haters more because, like, they drive me to, like, dude. So recently, so I was at a business meeting. Okay, it was for the podcast, and we're supposed to get a guest on board like next week. So there's a person from from the industry who's like, oh yeah, we want our like musician to be on your podcast. But also, by the way, my daughter hates you.
Yeah, what a weird thing to say in a business meeting. My
Yeah.
daughter hates you.
Yeah, she's like, I told my daughter I'm going to meet you, and she's like, no, Amma, why are you going to meet him? And this is a person who wants to get her, like, freaking
Yeah, it's not like
musician.
we've approached
Yeah.
them. They have approached us.
And then I was like, how should I respond to this? And then I was like, I think I said something along the lines of like, your daughter's the reason I work so hard, so that, you know,
It's a good response.
we get to, like, the people who hate you, they need to see me everywhere. and not just me, like my friends, my family. Like they should be so tired. Like one of my comments recently on my YouTube videos, this guy, random guy, is like, "Fuck, I blocked him on Instagram, but now he's on YouTube also."
But this is like, you can love me, you can hate me, but you can't ignore me.
No, yeah. Like you should be everywhere. So then it's like the best response.
The
Yeah.
haters are your motivation, really.
Yeah, haters are the motivation, and the love you get is like, that's when I feel happy that like I
Especially
feel,
when like people say that, oh, I was going through such a low phase in
Yeah.
life and I saw your video
Mm.
and that video is like what kept me going.
Yeah.
Those kind of comments on his videos, like, they're the most beautiful ones
To
to
be
see.
fair, like 10 bad comments does not equate to like one really good
Yeah.
comment. Like,
Yeah. I
It makes
agree.
all the difference.
So I don't watch Sharan's videos.
Me neither.
No.
Oh.
Oh God.
Shilpa?
No.
get the fuck out.
I don't watch Sharan's videos as soon as it comes out.
Okay.
So Sharan,
Shilpa, I don't watch Sharan's videos once. I watch them twice.
so
Yeah.
what I do is I have like a specific date set on my calendar where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna binge all the videos from this month on this date.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah. So, on like the 28th of every month, I have my like reminder set on my
Have
phone.
Sharan Day.
Yeah, it's like I come home instead of watching something on Netflix, that half hour, 1 hour that
Just take off your pants.
Oh my
Get the
god,
cream ready.
Sharan.
That was a
Ew.
really nice thing he was trying to say, okay?
I can just video call you for this, bro.
Yeah.
They have the weirdest relationship. I just need to tell you guys.
So that I
like,
can
if
see
they
Mikey.
could, they would be with each other.
I can see Mikey on camera.
Okay, I don't even know.
Mikey is the name that he
I
made.
I don't want to know.
That's very cute.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. Do a lot of your friends do that, or is it just
No, it's just me. Because it's like his videos are just 4 minutes long. Like I take more than 4 minutes to eat my dinner. So
Okay, yeah. Fine.
so I don't want to like just see it for 4 minutes and be done. So every 28th of the month, like after work, I come home. I have it on for like, it goes on for like half an
36
You
hour.
just leave
minutes.
it playing in the
Almost.
background.
Yeah, no, it's not paying the. I'm watching it.
He's observing. He's making notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the 28th of every month is one of my favorite days because it's kind of So the thing about working in the U.S. as a doctor is that everybody in the U.S. who is like in the medical field, they have to do 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of med school, then get into residency. And most of my classmates and people I work around are married and have kids.
Yeah.
So, gets kind of lonely there. And Sharan's like one of my best friends.
He's
And
not the only best friend. He's one of your best friends.
He's
Yeah.
one of my best
We'll
friends.
talk about that, bro. We'll talk about that.
But yeah, and that's something I really enjoy doing. And I make sure I get Indian food that day.
Aww.
Yeah.
That was cute,
I have
bro.
this specific restaurant in Minneapolis called Clay Oven, and that chili chicken is insane. So always get chili chicken.
Do you want us to leave the room?
Hi.
You can have a moment together.
No, we'll have that later tonight.
Yeah.
5 bro codes later.
Shilpa, what was your career trajectory like? So you did biochemistry in uni,
Yes.
and then
I think like the options I was exposed to in school was quite limited because like everyone was just basically a doctor or in IT. And I was like, I don't want to be working at a computer for the rest of my life. So I thought I was going to be a doctor. I kind of bombed my first year of A levels because it is quite hard. And I was like, okay, I'll go into biochemistry. Maybe I'll go into postgrad medicine. But then I realized I'm just not like a studious person. I'm more of like a doer. And then I found, well, surprisingly, I didn't do any like internships or anything like that, but I was very like determined to get into the corporate space. And I was a dancer as well while I was at university, and I used that experience to get myself into consulting because it's a very like I said, it's more EQ than IQ. And consulting is something where your personality shines more than just how book smart you are. And your adaptability to situations and everything. So then I got into technology consulting, which is more on the coding side, but I didn't enjoy that. And then I got into like management consulting, which is where you hold a lot more workshops and you have more meetings and more project management experience than anything else. And I've just kind of been in that for the last 5 years. And the blogging stuff is kind of on the side. I don't really know what to do with that right now, but yeah.
Interesting.
Like, explain to a 5-year-old what a management consultant does.
Sharan is the 5-year-old.
I am 5.
Okay, say you're a bank, right? And
Okay.
you're so focused on delivering good outcomes to your clients, like your personal clients and everything, but you have like a leak in your house or something that is part of the bank. You basically call
Wait, what? My bank is a house.
It's like where you live and
Okay.
like your whole
Okay.
business basically.
Okay.
And we come in like plumbers and just fix the solution. I mean, find a solution for you, fix it, and fuck off and do that somewhere else for other people as well.
So they basically you have a problem which is not letting you do your job to the best ability. They will come, identify the problem, fix the problem, and then they go on.
Wait, if you identify the problem, fix it, and you still don't do well, are they held accountable?
No, I mean they're not
No,
giving
we
you a
leave with,
guarantee.
like, I mean, we're not giving you a guarantee, but we also give you like a playbook of how
Yeah.
to make sure this doesn't fuck up again. So if it does fuck up again, then that's kind of on you.
Then we have to call you again, and then more
Yeah.
money for you guys. That's crazy.
More money for them means you are also getting more money in the long run because your business is doing better.
So the side of
But
consulting,
there's no guarantee.
the side of
There's
consulting,
never
that I
any
work on-
guarantee.
No, it's like you're giving advice, but then you're not like.
Yeah,
backing
but
it
like
up.
We're acting in your best interest.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not being sleazy.
But like there are different ways. Like sometimes consultants get paid as a percentage of even future business. Like there are different business models to it.
Like you
right?
could be a marketing consultant or
Yeah.
a strategy consultant or something, but I work more on the side where like the Financial Regulation Authority is telling you off as a bank because you're not doing something. So then we come in, get it done for you. So you either pay us or you pay the fine to the authority. So it's either 2 million for them or like 200,000 for us. So kind of outweighs the.
Yeah. That's like if someone comes to you and says, "Hey Sharan, I want to start a YouTube channel. Will you help me? Like you can act as a consultant, help me start that YouTube channel." It's not necessary that whatever you tell me will work, but likelihood of it working is high because you've been in that space, you've done it for so long, you'll
Yeah.
know the tricks.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and because we do this across multiple banks, like right now I've worked for like Deutsche Bank, NatWest, Santander, all of
Deutsche.
Now
All
that
of
made
these big
sense to me.
like basically large European banks, they kind of want someone who knows the ins and outs of
Yeah.
lots of banks rather than just like
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's your specialization, right? Banking, the banking
yeah.
sector.
So I'm in the financial services
Yeah.
area, but like you can, like I said, be a marketing consultant
Yeah.
for social media businesses. Like consultant is such a broad term.
Yeah.
But yeah, the area that I work in specifically is very like finance bro.
What's your dream job? Like,
I don't
if
know.
money was not a
concern.
concern, yeah.
I think I'd be a teacher. I've always said this. I think I'd be a teacher.
Which subject?
I don't know. Just something where I can vibe with kids.
That's creepy.
In a healthy and safe way. But I just love kids, and I like the idea of like
Vibing with them.
Being able to impact them positively.
yeah, exactly. I would never say that like consultancy is my calling. I wouldn't.
I
Even
don't think
say-
anyone says that.
no one says that. But it's hilarious because you have to act like it in
Yeah.
your interviews. But yeah, it's quite limited in the UK because you have no kind of support network or like safety net to fall back on. You have to go where the money is.
So wait, it's okay. If dream job, if money was not a concern, is teacher. But like, if money was a concern,
Consulting.
no. Besides consulting, like,
What
I
does
mean,
that even
you just
mean?
said like, consulting is not. No, I'm not saying money is the primary force.
I'm saying money is the primary
No,
force.
I don't mean it like that. I mean like, you just said consulting is not anyone's fucking first preference, right? So it's like,
No, it
Well,
can be people's
it
first
can be if
preference
you're-
because the life is very glamorous in that sense,
Yeah, so
right?
consulting is something where it hits the sweet spot between like working really hard and
Yeah.
making good money. Like you could be an investment banker, but then you lose your social life.
so your whole life you want to be a consultant is basically what your answer
Not
is.
my whole life, but until I'm
അതെല്ലാം ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചത്.
Okay, well, what is next in your career? Is
Yeah,
what he
like
means.
what is it that you
No.
want to do it for the long term?
I don't have a clue actually.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard, especially because like I said, in the UK we don't have a safety net, so it's more about setting ourselves up to be financially stable and make sure that we can look after our kids. So what we want to do long term is like not a priority for us
But
right now.
but where is like where are the safety nets in other countries?
Well, I mean, like in India, for example, like you guys have been here for a while. Your parents have established careers or established businesses. I think
Oh,
when
like
we were
that.
sitting at dinner the other day, like everyone owned something but that's not the case in the UK because we're all first generation. We're all still survival rather than thriving. So we're maybe where your parents were in terms of setting something up so that everyone can be stable.
Yeah, I
Make
feel like,
sense?
especially for like our generation and onwards, the one thing that we don't really, and I don't know if it's true for everyone, but for most of us, is that we don't have to worry about owning a house because our parents would have invested their hard earned money in that. So that gets passed on to you. So that's one of the biggest worries we don't have. And that's actually a massive worry, right? Like, so that way, I think at least
Like if you guys, let's say you had absolutely nothing here and you had to uproot and move to like a completely different country, what would your mindset be? It wouldn't be, oh, what would I want to do long term?
yeah,
It would
yeah,
be,
it's just
shit, how can we
Yeah.
how can we make sure everyone is safe
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
happy and healthy? That's all.
yeah, and I think that's like true for like even like for me, right? Like I was never someone who wanted to do like my dream job out of college or anything, and there was absolutely no pressure from anyone, but it was just something that was instilled in me that you need to be financially secure before anything
Yeah.
else. I mean, for good or for bad, I don't know, but it's like, so what drove me to my first job was not, oh, I'm gonna be like intellectually satisfied or whatever, but like the money is great, let me do it.
Yeah.
And then once I made enough bank to like intern and like, you know, sort of explore different opportunities is when I did that.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I understand where you're coming from. But I think for Sharan, it's a little different because he absolutely hated the corporate life and he was able enough to sort of take that gap and like explore what
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wanted. So his outlook is a little different from like,
Yeah, I have a video about this on my page as well. Like because a lot of the brown people in the UK from outside of Kerala are second generation, so their parents have already established themselves. They've got businesses and everything, and a lot of them are turning into like full-time content creators now. But that comes with a lot of like instability
Yeah.
and uncertainty.
Yeah.
But that's a complete privilege for us. Like the 9 to 5 gives us so much stability
yeah,
that we don't have to worry about paying bills. We don't have to worry about anything, and we still have time outside of it for our hobbies. But I think people don't realize what a privilege it is to just be like, I'm bored of this. Like, I want to do something
Yeah.
else.
yeah.
But we're just not there yet as a population. Like,
Yeah. No, but I think
Then
speaking
no,
for Sharan.
No, but then, for example, okay, yeah, obviously your parents didn't have that luxury because they moved there and they took that huge risk, and kudos to them and everybody else who did that in that day and age. But for example, with you, I mean, I'm not taking you as an example, but anyone who already has a set of working parents, they gave you an education. You don't necessarily have to do something just because it earns you a lot of money. You can, if you really like content creation or like, I don't know, you like playing tennis and you want to make it big in that world. Obviously, it's a scary place to be in because obviously there's no stability in anything. But like, for the best things in life, you have to go through that
Risk reward.
risk
Yeah.
reward thing to actually make it. You know.
As my favorite financial
high risk, high reward.
risk nahi to isk nahi or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it takes, obviously, it does take a lot of guts. And I'm not saying that I have the guts to do something like that because, yeah, people do it. And there are a lot of people whose parents are just trying their hardest to make ends meet and make sure their kid gets to take that risk, basically. I'm not gutsy enough to do that. That's fine. But I think there's just a balance between it. And I think I am focused on just becoming financially stable. That's my
Yeah.
only thing.
But if that's your goal, then
Yeah,
you're on the
that's
right
fine.
path.
Yeah.
Because I'm exactly like that. I'm not gutsy enough to like
Yeah.
quit that stable stream of income
Yep.
that comes my way. Like I struggle with that thought every single day. Like I just can't fathom
Yeah.
not knowing that my paycheck will hit me on so and so date at the end
Yeah.
of the month or the beginning of the month.
I mean, like, my dad was unemployed for a bit in the UK as well, so I know what it's like to be financially unstable, and I definitely don't want that for myself or my kids. So that's like my number one priority. That's the only thing. And then after that, I'll think about what I want to do, luxury wise.
Yeah. Okay, so dating life, guys. Tell us what it's like in the UK and the US.
Non-existent.
That's a lie.
So have you been on the apps?
I've been on the apps.
He is the app.
Abhiram is one app.
Dilmil is in the US
The
as well,
Dilmil
right?
is in the
Yeah, okay.
US. It's trash. Sorry, guys. But I don't know.
Why?
I think it's because of the city I'm in. Like, there's not many people in the city I live in who's on the apps. So
Are you looking for like Malus or
no, I just want somebody who's nice. And
anything with a
it's
pulse?
it's hard. I mean, from a profession standpoint too, I work like 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to like set up dates, and
To just have a date in the hospital, bro.
no.
Like switch on Bumble in the hospital. And
What's the
just
best date you've like given a girl, or like planned for a girl?
I don't think I have one. Just went out for a few drinks. That's it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's hard because I've had to cancel dates so many times because I was not gonna get out of the hospital in time to make the date, and that's like an instant you're ghosted
Mm.
there. So because they don't have time to waste, and I don't have time to give. So, and my one day off, all I want to do is like chill at home, do absolutely nothing. So.
What about you? What's your ideal date?
Well, I've been in relationships basically my whole life, and I have a lovely boyfriend now. So I've not really been on the dating scene that much, and both the people I've dated have been friends. So it's not been like we're
They've been
getting
friends
to
with each
know
other?
No, we've been friends before we started dating. So it wasn't really like let me take her out to like woo her kind of thing. So I'm like the worst person to ask about this.
But you must be having like
That's
an
the thing.
ideal like date sort of scenario.
If you had one more boyfriend, how
Or
would you-
or like say if you were like to get proposed,
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah,
would
what is
be your
dream? Yeah,
ideal?
yeah.
My dream proposal.
Yeah.
Definitely nothing in public. Those ones just creep me out so much. I don't. A lot of people do that. Or like even in front
You
of
just
friends.
take you underground or what? Where does it take
No,
you?
just like you know the ones where it's like in Times Square or like in Paris in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Just no, I can't.
Yeah,
I think I'd cry.
wait till you have a content creator boyfriend.
It would be like low key, a lot of fairy lights, and then just like I don't have many standards. It's okay. I don't have many
standards.
What about you, bro? If you had to propose to your girlfriend,
First of all, I don't think I'm getting married.
but if you're getting,
If you
bro, it's a
were.
make
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetically, I don't know.
Bro, I feel like a lot of women will wanna
Come on.
Wanna?
I
be
would
with you.
no, I don't think so.
After this podcast.
yeah, after the podcast, bro.
I feel like so I'm a person who loves going on like long walks. I mean, if this is happening in Minneapolis, for example,
Should I walk to like Canada?
no, I will. We'll walk by the banks of the Mississippi River. And
So,
I
like,
think
just
the only love he
downstairs.
has is the Mississippi River.
Dude, it is-
anything happens Mississippi River. No one
It is-
Abhiram Mississippi River.
it is beautiful. And there's like this one spot where you like it like extends into the river, and
That really turns you on.
no, it's like it's a very beautiful place, and yeah, I would do
So
it.
you'll
there.
set up like a little picnic.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about the date.
He was getting there. If you stop interrupting
okay,
him,
Mississippi River, then okay, do
You
what.
tell me what's your proposal.
No,
dude.
no, no.
I will
I
tell.
feel
You will
bad.
watch my proposal when it happens. You
his
tell-
proposal is about him.
It's gonna get live streamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought about it actually.
Think about it, bro.
I'm a few bro codes in to think about anything.
If you saw Shilpa on Dilmil, would you swipe right?
Oh, definitely.
5 foot Christian.
Without fighting out, Dil will only just swipe
Looking
right.
for Catholic. That's the most common thing. Like if you
Is that
put
what
a,
they say?
yeah, if you put like a filter on Dilmil saying, "Oh, you're looking for Malayali," most of them are basically, "Oh, I'm looking for specifically this sort of Christian boy."
Why is it always Christian?
I don't know.
Everyone,
Most
yeah.
of the Malayali girls in the US, I feel, are on the apps who are Christian. So
Same in the UK. Everyone's Christian. Catholic or Kana?
yeah, I've seen a lot of Kna. Please, they say like don't swipe if you're not Kna. So,
Oh.
They're very serious.
so I stopped using the
What's your
apps there.
Insta bio?
My Insta bio.
I mean, Insta no, dating app bio.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
From the land of coconuts. That's literally what it says.
Everything makes sense now.
From the land of coconuts, introverted, extrovert, and
Introverted and extrovert.
Extrovert.
introverted, extrovert. I'm actually an introvert. I cannot like
But you're
mingle with people that.
selectively-
New people.
Yeah,
Ah,
and I
Unless
love
there's port wine involved.
port wine. Vino de Goa, shout out. Send me some merch.
Merch.
You can be not take
Send
over.
some bottles. You
T-shirts.
don't want the t-shirt.
Dude, I want Vino de Goa t-shirts, dude. Like, I'll rock them. But Yeah, and then the last one says laughs in very serious situations because that's how I feel like.
Abhiram is telling someone that something's wrong with their brain.
You haven't.
No, I've had like situations where I'm at a funeral and I'm just laughing because
Oh my god.
I don't know how to deal with it. Humor's my way of like dealing with
Coping.
Like, yeah.
Mm.
What about you? If you were on a dating app, what would your bio be?
I don't know. I think the number one thing I look for in people is whether they're funny. I think that's the highest level of intelligence that you can have. Just if you're witty.
So humor.
Yeah, but
And-
not like weird lad humor where you're like,
Ouch.
like British humor can either be incredibly sarcastic and witty, or it can be like, oi oi lads, like very basic.
Who did they steal that from?
I don't know what Indian humor is like.
It's that.
It's that.
It's that.
I don't know
Indian
how I
humor
feel
is so
about
much better than
Indian
British
humor has range, okay? We can have Santa Banta. We can have other things, but
No,
yeah.
Supandi's the best.
Supandi.
that. So Pandi is what?
So,
You don't know Supandi? You haven't read Tinkle?
What the fuck is a dingle?
dude, all my
my
train
God.
rides
Have you read Archies?
was Tinkle.
I've heard of the Archies.
You've heard of the Archies?
It's the one with Suhana Khan, right?
Oh my.
But the Archies is an Indian.
Huh?
Archies is an
Archies
Indian.
is not Indian. It's like the
No, I was talking about that fucking book. She's talking about Suhana Khan.
He's talking about the
you
movie.
mean the Nepo Baby
Suhana
movie.
Khan did a great job in that movie.
Really?
Did you watch it? I couldn't get through more than 5 minutes.
I watched the whole thing in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes.
This is 4x sword.
Okay, just get.
No, yeah, I've heard all these names about like all these comics and everything, but I haven't ever had a childhood where I've had to know.
You should definitely catch up. Akbar, Birbal.
Oh, bro, I used to love
Classics.
them, dude. Yeah.
No.
I'll never forget the episode where the king asked him to get. Oh, what was that? Like.
He
said-
forgot. I'll never forget the episode. Wait,
It
what was?
It was basically bring me air or something like that.
Yeah, and Birbal was like the smart court
Yeah.
thingy. So Akbar is the king, the emperor, and Birbal is his like, not assistant.
So yeah, it's like the minister. It's like
Yeah.
in chess you have like the king and the minister.
Like he's the one who helps Akbar strategize. He's like the smart guy.
How
He's the
old
hand
are
of the
you?
king, hand of the king.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
how
hand
old
of
are
the
you
king.
when you were registering all of these like court hierarchies? Like 4?
1, 2.
Like these are like things you start reading when you're really young. Like it's
Really?
like classic stuff. Like it's like how you have like Famous 5 and Secret 7.
If you start reading
Oh,
at
yeah,
that,
okay.
if you start
Yeah.
reading at that young age, by 2022, you won't write in your country.
Oh my god.
You will just work.
Work. Dude, that music video is the best.
That's not Fifth Harmony.
It's not?
That's okay.
That's
we
worth
ended.
it.
No.
Give it to me, I'm worth it. That's one you're thinking of.
Yeah, who's
Oh my
You
God.
said
what's
work. That's Rihanna.
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 What do you say, Rihanna?
It's Fifth
Rihanna.
Harmony, dude.
Rihanna the party.
Listen, we
Rihanna.
got her, okay, for our
Yeah.
national wedding.
Yeah.
your royal wedding. I don't.
Wait, what do you think of the
Don't even get
closing
me
notes?
started.
What do you think of the Ambani wedding? As a Britisher,
I think it's really icky.
how is it icky? They are
Because-
throwing
First
their
you
own.
take our money away.
They are spending their own money.
Mhm.
So where is it?
Like, why would you buy so many people to come to your wedding?
Okay, let me
People
put
who
it
don't
into
even know you.
perspective. Let me put it into perspective.
Okay, I
You're
think-
making £100,000
Yeah.
a year, and you're spending.
Dude,
£8
can you talk into the mic when you're
Sorry.
pounding?
So, put it into perspective. You're making £100,000
But it's
a
the
year.
principle of it. Why?
Okay,
would
one
you-
second, one second. Let us
Listen,
finish.
listen. You're making £100,000 a year,
Mhm.
and you're spending £8 on a wedding. Would
Okay.
you do it?
I would have the wedding, but why would I invite people that I don't even know
No,
and that don't know?
No, I'm talking
know
about the money aspect. Like you're spending £8
She's,
on.
but
the
her ache is
Yeah,
not
but
with the money.
it's
Her
my
ache is
yeah,
the fact
have
that
the
they.
biggest, most lavish wedding you want, but spend it with the people that you love and that love you.
Oh, they're there anyway.
No, for
Fine,
them it
but
was.
like-
I'll tell you what. It was more like business.
No,
than
what is your
wedding.
problem that they gave money to people to come for the wedding?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem.
Wait,
with any of it.
would you go if they paid you money to go for the wedding?
No, I don't know them.
Would you not?
You're
want to
saying
have
if they
fun
gave
on
you-
the
I
wait,
would
wedding?
100% go.
Wait, you're saying that if they gave you $5 million, you wouldn't go for the wedding?
5 million is a bit much.
Just
5 million is a bit much. I would go.
For
but
them,
you know
it is
what?
not, by the way.
But
So-
this is the thing. I would know that I'm not there for them, and they would know that I'm not there for them.
Yeah,
That's
so
not the
then
point.
it's a
No,
business
so-
transaction.
One sec.
Fine, it's business. But
Would
that's
you
what
go
gives me
if
the
they
ick.
paid you $5 million to go?
Yeah,
for-
I would go. It would be a business transaction, but I would
Yeah,
go.
but yeah. So that's
So
that's
for
what
your
that's
it is.
what gives me
wedding,
the
for your
ick.
wedding, if you had like a shit ton of money and you
I would
wanted
never
like
hire a celebrity.
no, if you wanted to be friends with Pranam Mohanlal and you can pay for it and you can afford it and not think about that sort of money, wouldn't you do it?
For context, guys, she loves Pranam Mohanlal.
Yeah,
that's
she's
why.
like in love with him.
Sorry, this camera's gone.
Okay, all the cameras
Thank
are dying.
fuck.
Okay, guys, we have to end this episode here because all the cameras.
Mohanlal, please message me. Basically. Is he married?
No, it's not.
Oh,
But you're in a relationship.
yeah, but I'm not married. I'm joking.
Bye. We have the weirdest outros now.
Bye, bastard.
Say chupapi munyano.
Chupapi Muniano.